Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. This is the Oilers Rundown. If you've just recently got a whole bunch of updates saying I'm doing a live video, I apologize. Had a bunch of issues getting this one started, but here we are, so let's go. So we had some big news last night. Looks like there is a sickness going through the Edmonton Oilers dressing room. It has taken Matthias Janmark. Don't know if there's any other Oilers sick at this point. Daniel Nugent-Bowman of The Athletic believes that is a possibility. As a result, the Oilers have recalled James Hamlin from the Bakersfield Condors, so they will have some backup there. But the even bigger news released this morning from Daniel Nugent-Bowman. But the bigger news, from Daniel Nugent-Bowman of The Athletic this morning. He put up a new article which basically details the Edmonton Oilers' current trade deadline plans. So I thought I'd go over it with you guys, kind of took out the key notes from there, and those key notes are as follows. Dylan Holloway, Vincent Desharnais, and Philip Broberg are going to essentially dictate the Oilers' plans here going forward. All three of those guys have stepped up in a big way, essentially changed the Oilers' plans. Philip Broberg has really emerged here. Vincent Desharnais coming in as basically the perfect seventh defenseman for the Edmonton Oilers. And Dylan Holloway has proven to be a very effective bottom six player for the Oilers. Obviously, you hope at one point he moves into the top six, but right now he's given the Oilers some great forward depth. The second point, if they continue their strong play, the Oilers' ads could end up being minimal at the trade deadline. They want to let these guys play, show what they can do. We believe there will still be ads, but they may not be as big as we all essentially thought they were going to be even a few days, weeks ago. Of note of all three of those guys is they can all be sent down without requiring waivers. So if the Oilers do end up deciding to bring in a bigger guy, they can put all those guys down without having to worry about losing them on waivers. So that is a key point for sure. Daniel Nugent-Bowman notes that someone like Jakob Chychrun appears to be completely off the table at this point. The Oilers not willing to pay the big price, so if you were hoping for Jakob Chychrun, like me, does not look like it's going to happen. Vladislav Gavrikov remains the primary target for the Edmonton Oilers, and he lists Joel Edmondson as still being considered. So, looks like the Oilers are basically hoping for Gavrikov at this point. But as I was saying, if Philip Broberg continues to play well, the 7D core overall, perhaps we don't even see Gavrikov added. They also noted Duncan Keith will be taking part in the pro scouting meetings. So Duncan Keith, we've been waiting to see a bit more of his impact this season. I'm sure that will be felt in the pro scouting meetings and his evaluations, who he recommends for the Oilers at the trade deadline. The Oilers could target a center as the focus has kind of gone off the defense. The primary center that makes sense is Jonathan Toews of the Chicago Blackhawks. That could also be where Duncan Keith factors in there. He's the obvious top choice. The move would, of course, require the Hawks retaining half of Toews' salary, and it may also take a third team taking some of that money. I made a video last night of my targets. I listed Jonathan Toews as one of my targets. I was thinking if Yamamoto does end up on long-term injured reserve, if the Oilers are able to move guys like Jesse Puljujarvi and Warren Foegele, maybe the Hawks retaining just half for the Oilers and not having to worry about a third party could factor into the Oilers' favor if they can clear enough cap space there, but we'll see what happens. Nugent-Bowman lists that Philip Broberg and Dylan Holloway are considered untouchable at this point. The Oilers' first-round pick this year, however, is in play if the Oilers want to use it or if other teams are looking for it, and of course the right player comes along. Jesse Puljujarvi and Warren Foegele are the key players being considered for a trade right now, but of note, the Oilers will not give up a significant asset to move either player as a sweetener. So basically, if you want Jesse Puljujarvi or Warren Foegele, the Oilers might be willing to do like a fourth or a fifth round pick, I'm guessing, but probably third round pick and up is off the table for the Oilers to be included as a sweetener to move one of those guys. And Warren Foegele has been playing excellent for the Oilers lately as well anyway, so do you really want to be giving up a huge sweetener to move that guy when he's playing well for you anyway? Derek Ryan could be moved for the Edmonton Oilers. He was listed as a trade target by Frank Saravelli of Daily Faceoff, but apparently the Oilers are also considering re-signing Derek Ryan. He has been valuable to the Oilers. He's on a 1.250 cap hit right now. I'm guessing whatever he resigns at would probably be at $1 million or less. I can't see the Oilers investing a significant amount of money in him going forward, but it's possible. So Derek Ryan could either be moved at the trade deadline or he could be an Oiler here going forward. So let's see what happens there. And basically, the last couple notes. As I mentioned earlier, Jesse Puljujarvi, they will not put a significant asset with him to trade him. The Oilers will keep him if necessary. And when Kyler Yamamoto eventually returns from long-term injured reserve, the Oilers do have to put someone making $1.125 million or more on the waiver wire. If the Oilers do have to put somebody on waivers, expect that player to be Jesse Puljujarvi. Matthias Janmark, Derek Ryan, I think, are off the table for the Oilers in that scenario. The Oilers are going to try and move Jesse Puljujarvi beforehand, obviously, but if Jesse Puljujarvi is still in Edmonton by the time Yamamoto has to return, expect him on waivers. And as we heard earlier this year, if Jesse Puljujarvi remains an Oiler past the trade deadline, expect him to not be qualified and to leave the Edmonton Oilers as a free agent this summer. So that was basically all the big key points from the article, guys. Definitely some interesting information there. I hope the Oilers do something because, I mean, it's great that they're on this 5-game winning streak, but this is a good team right now, and you'd like to see Ken Holland add to it in some way. I don't want to lose any of the young, significant pieces, obviously, but Jonathan Toews, I think, would be excellent. Sam Lafferty, I mentioned in my video last night. I brought up Shane Gostisbehere. Maybe he's too big of a target for the Oilers at this point. I was thinking Gostisbehere just more as depth for the Oilers if they had something happen like happened last year when they lost Darnell Nurse. You don't want to lose any of the big guys in the playoffs, and injuries happen. Depth is absolutely key, so that was my thinking there, but maybe a cheaper guy like Gavrikov would get that depth option filled for the Oilers, so we'll see what happens there, guys. Like I said earlier in the video, we might hear about some guys being out sick tonight. There's a sickness going through the dressing room, so haven't seen anything further on that yet. I saw someone ask if Jack Campbell was the starter tonight. I have not seen that. Let's see if things brought up on Twitter here before I sign off, but I don't think the Oilers have announced a starter as of yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they kept Jack Campbell going here. He's obviously playing extremely well, 5-game winning streak. So, yeah, I don't see anything yet, guys, but I might just do another little quick short before game time tonight with a lineup update and everything for you. But that's all for now, guys. Let me know your thoughts on everything there in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching